it's not just you have a team.
Correct.
How are the responsibilities divided up, or how does that work with a team?
Every agent does it a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer when a customer calls, they get an answer. I don't.
That's a nice.
I don't.
Nice service.
We unless we are all on the phone or with the customer, you
Right.
call my office and we answer the phone.
Oh.
There's not a select one if you want this and two if you want that.
Right.
I want to talk to a person.
Yeah.
So in my office, like I said, unless we're all on the phone or with the customer, somebody is answering the phone.
Right.
Definitely some people have more experience. I've got 2 team members, one with 20 plus 20 years.
Wow.
I have one with 15,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have some with only 3 or 4.
Right.
So, some have a lot more experience, a lot more knowledge than others just from longevity. So you may call and get one of the less senior people, and they may not know the exact answer, but they can transfer you to one of the others.
Right.
But some agencies do alphabet splits. Some agencies do your sales and your service. My team is set up where everybody pretty much can do everything,
Mm-hmm.
unless it just gets out of their level of experience.
Yeah, right.
But then there's 3 other people that can pick it up, either
Right.
me or one of the more senior team members. So everybody does service, everybody does sales.
So it sounds like there's some redundancy. So like that, it's not you're not waiting for this one particular person,
Right.
or right.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. There's very, very few, most transactions anybody that answers the phone can handle in my office.
Yeah.
Again, different agencies run different ways though.
Right. And everybody's licensed in the same states, the DC, Virginia, Maryland,
Yes.
and
For
Delaware.
property and casualty, for life and health, it is a little bit different. That is divided up a little bit different, and that honestly just has to do with the charges that the states require,
Right.
and the amount of activity they have in those states. Like if they're not going to ever do transactions in Delaware, there's no sense in me paying a licensing fee to Delaware
Right.
for you to never do anything in Delaware.
You mentioned a few things about how you differ from other companies. Like, what's your differentiator? State Farm, I know you had like some familial background, so is that why you went with State Farm, because you knew and believed in their products? Like what?
For State Farm, for me going with State Farm, obviously the family background was a huge factor, but also it is a nationally recognized brand.
Mm-hmm.
The State Farm logo is one of the most, it's not Apple, it's not Nike, but it's
Right.
up there.
Right.
It is a very, very recognizable brand. The financial stability of the company. We are
Yeah.
one of the most financially sound companies out there. Our ratings, if you look at Moody's, if you look at AM Best, all those ratings are very, very good. So working with a company that I knew was going to actually keep a promise
Yes.
and be there for clients when the time came.
Right.
And that was hugely important. For me also, for just in how we run our agency, as a consumer, I want somebody that does something efficiently,
Right.
accurately,
Mm-hmm.
with a smile on their face, and with a good brand backing them up.
Right.
And that's what we try to deliver. So I am a stickler for details, and that's my claims background.
Right.
Because you have to have everything dotted and crossed, and
Right.
that's how a little bit how I run my agency is. I expect them to document very well. I expect them to have everything noted. I expect them to process everything efficiently and accurately,
Right.
so that people don't get confusing statements. I don't say it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Things get processed. We send it in one way, and sometimes it gets processed a different way.
Right.
But we have a system in place. I have one individual who her job is to check those policies when those changes get processed or when that policy gets issued, to make sure it's issued correctly. And if it's not, get it corrected and notify the customer of, hey, this discount wasn't added on. I've already caught it. I've taken care of it. You're going to get another notice, the kind of thing. So we
Right.
have a lot of systems in place to try to make sure that the customers are getting what they deserve.
Right.
So for me, it was brand, the company, and then just how I run my own business.
Right. Is there an overall regulatory board, like, for the mortgage lenders? There's like the Fannie and Freddie guidelines and things like that. I should have asked that before, but it just reminded me now.
So there is a regulatory, but it's more similar to the mortgage industry.
Right.
It's kind of a self-regulating type thing.
Right.
But it is very similar. Each state also has a little bit different governing. Some states have an insurance bureau.
Yes.
Some states have it like an insurance commissioner, and they have an insurance bureau, but they don't have any. I'm not really sure what the right word is.
Guidelines or
they
enforceable.
More, right.
Yeah.
They don't have any authority to enforce
enforce it.
anything. The insurance companies, for example, rate.
Right.
Some states you have to file your rates, and they have to get approval before you can file them. North Carolina, for example. The insurance commissioner have to approve that rate before you can
Wow.
file it.
Okay.
Insurance carriers can go ahead and charge the rate, but then if it doesn't get through the commissioner, they have to give that money back.
Oh, wow.
So Virginia's not like that.
Right.
it's more or less a free market. Insurance carriers can charge what they want to charge, and it's up to the individuals to decide whether they want to do business with that carrier or not based on those rates.
Right.